Anyway, so let's break their season down. So they're going to start in Miami against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence and company are going to come into town. We're going to give them a loss. We're going to stay in Miami for a Thursday night game against Buffalo. They're going to come in and they're going to get a loss. And then we're going to travel across the country to Seattle and Washington, and we're going to play Geno Smith. And Tua, whether he got his money or not, he's got something to prove. Because if he got his money, he's playing for his contract. If he didn't get his money, he's playing for his next contract. So no matter what, it's good for the Dolphins, and he's going to produce because he's got the people around him.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am excited to say that per Adam Schefter, the news just came in that the Miami Dolphins and Tua Tagovailoa have come to an agreement on a contract. It is going to be a 4-year extension for $212.4 million with $167 million guaranteed. That's going to make him about 53-ish million a year. I am so glad that the Miami Dolphins and Tua Tagovailoa come to an agreement, and he's gonna be our franchise quarterback. Anybody else out there in Dolphin Nation excited for this? Go ahead, hit that like and hit that subscribe. Show that love down in the comments. Let's see how excited you are. If you're as excited as I am, fins up, baby.
Jay, Jalen Waddle, Malik Washington, who we just drafted, and I save the best for last. Yes, Tyreek Hill. Don't forget Devon A-Chain, Raheem Mostert, all these guys. Like, he's got the weapons to perform and have an MVP season, whether he gets paid or whether he doesn't get paid. So then he comes back home. He plays the Titans on a Monday night game. It's another Monday night game. Remember, last year, Monday night, Titans came into Miami and they beat us on a fluke. They came back and set a record against us, basically beat us within the last 11 seconds or it was stupid. I don't even want to go back and relive it. We're not going to let it happen again. Mike McDaniel's not going to let it happen again. Tua, Tyreek, all them company, they're not going to let it happen again. They're not going to come in on another Monday night and whip up on us. So that's going to be a W. And then we go to the Patriots and we get a W. And then we have an early bye week. I was not a fan of this early bye week, but whatever. Here it is. We have a bye week, and then we go to Indianapolis. We play the Colts. We win there. We go to back home for Kyler Murray and company to come, and we win there. So they start the season great. They're looking really great right now. They have a 7-0 start, and then they travel to Buffalo. And Buffalo's got their shit together by this point, and like they're like, yo, you beat us the first time, but you're not beating us this time, and they whip up on the Dolphins. Then they travel to LA for the Rams. They win there. They go back home for 2 games. They play the Raiders and the Patriots. They win both of those. Easy games, like
Worst teams in the league.
easy games. And then they go to Green Bay. And it's going to be cold. And it's not going to be fun. It's on Christmas. But last time that Tua played Green Bay, he had 35 points in the first half, and then he suffered a concussion and came out, and Aaron Rodgers just took off from there. I don't think that he's going to get injured this time. He's going to be healthy. He's going to be playing the full game, and it's going to be another high-scoring game, and Miami's going to come out with a win there. And then they come and they host the Jets. Are you kidding me? They host the Jets and they suffer a fucking loss to Aaron Rodgers.
What are you gonna do?
Unfortunately. And then they go to play the Texans and they get another fucking loss.
2 losses in a row.
2 losses in a row for the Miami Dolphins at this point, but they get their stuff together. They're like, hey man, we're gonna not be in the playoffs if we keep it up. So they travel to San Francisco for a revenge game. Mike McDaniel versus Kyle Shanahan, protege versus teacher, and I think they lost the first time. Brock Purdy led, like that's when Brock Purdy came out. It was Jimmy Garoppolo, and then Jimmy Garoppolo got injured, and Brock Purdy came out, and they were winning all the way up until Brock Purdy came out.
Started lighting up the football field.
anyways, Mike McDaniel's going to be definitely way more prepared for his second matchup against his old teacher. So he's going to have some tricks up his sleeve, and he's going to get the W there. And then they're going to travel to Cleveland for a cold weather game late in the season. And Tyreek Hill, obviously, he's going to convince the team to go sleeveless again. You know what? Hey, let's go out there half naked and let's win this game.
Let's be cold.
They're going to have the right mentality this time in this cold weather game, and they are going to win. They're going to win in Cleveland. But then they're going to go on the road to the Jets for another cold weather game, and it's going to be too much. And they're going to lose that one. Ending their season at 13-4, making the playoffs, but not having the division.
It'll be a close one, though.
It'll be a close one. It will be a close one. 13-4.
And that'll wrap up the AFC East with the Jets at the top with 14-3, Miami just right below them with 13-4, Buffalo sitting at 10-7, and the New England not so patriotic Patriots at 1-16.
And that wraps up the AFC in general.
Yeah, wraps up all of the AFC, doesn't it?
That wraps up all of the AFC. So,
Don't agree with it? That's too bad.
Like and subscribe anyways.
Like and subscribe anyways.